Birmingham City have made their Jay Stansfield stance pretty clear. And to me, this doesn't look like a club opening the door to a sale. It looks like a club putting up barriers and telling the rest of the market, hands off. Now, when you look at the noise around Stansfield, there are always going to be clubs sniffing around. That's just the reality when you've got a young attacking player with quality, energy, profile and a ceiling that still feels like it's got plenty of room to grow. If you're a Premier League club or even a club with big ambition and money behind it, of course you're going to look at him and think there's something there. The fact is, he is a very good player and he is loyal to his club. The way today's agents and promoters conduct themselves have, in my opinion, ruined our beautiful game. The result, sadly, no room for emotion in football, let alone love or loyalty. But beware, we are one of the emotional fans and we no longer suffer this situation. But the important bit here is not just the interest itself, it's Birmingham City's response to that. Interesting, let's take a look. And from a Blues point of view, the response feels very deliberate. Because when you step back and look at it, Birmingham have created what I'd call a double barrier around Jay Stansfield. The first barrier is the contract. Blues are not in a position where they need to sell him quickly. They're not backed into a corner and they're not dealing with a player whose situation is running away from them. That matters. It means Birmingham hold leverage. It means they can take a strong stance. It means they can look at outside interest and simply say, unless this gets to a level that genuinely changes the conversation, there's no reason for us to entertain it. And that's a big part of why this doesn't feel like a normal transfer rumour story. Because if a club knows the player is tied down and Birmingham are under no pressure, the whole tone of the situation changes immediately. You're not negotiating with a club trying to solve a problem. You're negotiating with a club that sees the player as part of the project. So why is there so much speculation? Let's look outside the club and explain that Birmingham City send clear Jay Stansfield message. So all in hand, Blue noses hands off. That reported 25 million plus valuation is the other half of the wall. And he came from a Premier club to us in the first place, so he's not banging the wall down. And for me, that fee doesn't read like a standard asking price. It reads like a deterrent. It reads like Birmingham saying, if you really want to test us, you're going to have to pay well beyond normal championship territory. That means we are no longer selling players to squander it in Chinese projects and save it for the future by investing in future. You're not getting a discount, you're not getting a development punt fee, and you're not getting Birmingham to blink just because there's some outside noise. We are no longer a skint club surrounded by other skint clubs. In other words, the valuation feels less like an invitation to bid and more like a message to back off unless you're absolutely serious. And that's the key distinction here. There's a big difference between a club putting a number on a player because they're open to doing business and a club putting a number on a player because they want to make the whole thing awkward from the very start. This feels much closer to the second one. Birmingham knows Stansfield is a major asset. They know he's one of the standout names in the squad. They know he's got age, value, profile, and upside. So if someone wants to try and prize him away, Blues are basically saying, right then, pay the premium for the privilege. From a BCFC point of view, that's exactly what we want to see. Because this is where the bigger picture comes in. Birmingham City are not supposed to be acting like a club that just flips one of the key faces of the project the moment outside interest appears. If the whole idea is to build something stronger, raise the level, create a proper competitive championship side, and eventually something even bigger than that, then Stansfield is exactly the type of player you protect unless the offer becomes impossible to ignore. So the contract barrier matters because it gives Birmingham control. The 25 million plus barrier matters because it gives Birmingham protection. Put the two together and what you've got is a very deliberate hands-off stance. Now, does that mean nobody will ask? No, of course not. Clubs will ask, agents will talk, rumours will continue. That's football, but asking is one thing. Getting Birmingham to actually move is something completely different. And that's why I think the number matters so much. It's not just about valuing the player, it's about setting the tone of the entire conversation before it even properly starts. The message to me is simple. Jay Stansfield is not someone Birmingham City are looking to move on lightly. If another club wants him, they've got to smash through the contract position, smash through the valuation, and come with a level of money that forces Blues to sit down and think about it. Until then, it feels far more like Birmingham are protecting a major part of the project than preparing to cash in. Forget it, Burnley. West Ham and others, we are nearly at level terms with money support from the fans, etc. And that's why, from a Blues perspective, I don't look at this and think sale. I look at it and think statement. A statement that Birmingham City know exactly what they've got, know exactly how important Stansfield could be. If anyone wants to take him away, it's going to take a lot more than a bit of transfer chatter and a routine bid to get it done. They're still reeling after the last transfer. They asked for the Sullivan and Gould saga. So remember, be careful what you ask for. So for me, the BCFC read is straightforward. Hands off, Stano, unless somebody is ready to pay through both barriers and go way beyond normal championship money.